Hello everyone, Next Wall Kill Bethelite here. I just want to talk a little bit about the Heather situation where she allegedly threw a bottle, Molotov bottle at a Kingdom Hall. And again, sort of like the first video, I'm just interested in people's reaction to it. Because there's always that need to say the obvious, hey, that's wrong. Well, we know that would be the reason why she's probably locked up right now. But why is there the need to always say, if someone is a former Jehovah's Witness and they respond violently to their environment, why is there always the need to say, hey, that's wrong? Let's think about other similar situations, because you rarely have a bad environment that produces continuous good results. You rarely have a bad environment that's just going to crank out good scenarios. Let's take the ghetto or the hood or whatever you want to call it, or let's just take really, really poor areas as an example. I don't think that when we look at the news and we see that there was a shooting, or we see a lot of police cars and sirens and yellow tape in a place that's the hood, that we would consider a hood, I don't think that we feel the need to say, hey, that's wrong, whatever happened, whether it be a robbery, whether it be a shooting. We don't feel the need to state the obvious and then try to judge the person, because we've, as a society, come to understand that environments where people are in desperate situations and there's a lot of negative influences, we've come to expect sometimes things are going to get out of hand. We understand that. There's certain environments where we kind of understand. That's a bad environment. Things might get out of hand there. Why is that not the case with Watchtower? That cult is a bad environment. No one would debate that the cult is a bad environment, but they will debate that this bad environment should always produce people who are rational and always do rational things and make decisions in a very mature and distinct manner. Like, this is not how life works. This cult does untold damage to people. We all know that. I could go down a list of things that this cult does to people. We all know it does it. But for some reason, if somebody throws a Molotov bottle at the hall, now we're surprised. We're shocked. We feel the need to say, hey, that's bad. Or we feel the need to say, well, hey, that's not helping the cause here. Why exactly is that, is my question, because we don't do that with anything else. If there's a store that gets robbed, and this store is in the hood or a poor area or an environment we know is not a good environment, there's not this overwhelming need for everybody to say, hey, that robbery doesn't help the cause here. We want more businesses in this environment. We want this environment to be better, so we want more businesses here. So robbing the businesses in the area doesn't help the cause. That's common sense, but we don't feel the need to state it because we know it's going to happen. We've come to grips that somebody who is in a poor and desperate state may rob a store, especially if that store is in a bad area, if that store is accessible to them. If that robbery to that person seems to solve an immediate problem that they have. We understand that this is going to happen. There's no big discussion about, oh, we need to judge this person. I don't even know that we judge the person. We just know that this the type of thing is going to happen. With Watchtower, with all the things that Watchtower does to people, we don't even know everything that Watchtower does to people because there's so many individual situations that are different. We should also come to expect that bad environment is going to produce some things that are out of hand sometimes, which it does, and which it's going to. So we shouldn't be super surprised all the time. For people from the outside looking in would wonder, why are these, if it's so bad, if this cult is so bad like these people say, these people are on YouTube every other video talking about how bad this cult is. So why are they so surprised if somebody threw a Molotov bottle at it? If it's as bad as they say it is, someone from the outside looking in would be like, if it's as bad as these people say it is, to where there's 1 billion YouTube videos on Jehovah's Witnesses, and there's probably like, I don't know, 15, 20, who knows how many Facebook and social media groups about it. If it's that bad, why are these people so surprised that someone reacted negatively towards it? If it's that bad. That's why I understand that it's as bad as it is. Maybe some people don't understand that don't have that sort of thing happen to them in the cult. If you're in the cult and nothing really bad happened to you, then yeah, maybe you wouldn't completely understand it. But we still, if we take that scenario where a person never had something happen to them and put it in a scenario where, okay, you got a bad neighborhood and there's a shooting, well, you may have somebody that grew up in a bad neighborhood and never really had a shooting happen around them. They're still not surprised that it still happens in bad environments. The surprise that we have people like the person in Washington that burned down all those the halls, and we have this situation where somebody threw a Molotov bottle at a Kingdom Hall. The concept that we know this is a bad environment, but we're so shocked and surprised when something bad happens. That needs to, why? Why is that? It's been that way for a long time. It's been that way since I've been awake from the cult. By that way, I mean we judge everybody's response to the cult. We judge everybody's response. We judge, oh, this person shouldn't crash halls. Oh, this person shouldn't crash a car. Oh, this person shouldn't burn that magazine. Somebody worked hard for that magazine. Oh, this person should, this person shouldn't, this person should, this person shouldn't. Just judging everything. But if we're looking at other scenarios where people respond negatively in bad environments, you don't have that same culture in other environments where all these robberies and all the killings and all the raping that happens in these bad neighborhoods. You don't have all the people that were involved or the people that live in those neighborhoods just judging everybody's response to everything. It's a culture that just exists here. And it doesn't only, let me change that, it doesn't only exist here. I've noticed it primarily online, where something will happen and somebody just feels the need to online type in, that was bad, or they shouldn't do that. I mean, are we kids where you're telling somebody, spanking them on the hand, and telling them you shouldn't do that? Most people know what they should and shouldn't do. This is the obvious. We know that. Most things that happen where a person could be arrested for it, they were aware that it was bad. They were aware that they shouldn't do it, but that's never stopped anything. All the finger pointing, all that Heather allegedly, well, she shouldn't have done this, she shouldn't have done that, is never going to change anything or stop anything. What could change it? Well, Watchtower could change it. They could change their environment from being a bad one to not being a bad one. They could stop the shunning. Watchtower could make policies that help out a lot more with children, and I don't mean just having a magazine about it. Watchtower could stop people throwing Molotov bottles at Kingdom Halls if they wanted to. I'm not going to cry and whine about it because Watchtower could stop it if it wanted to. If there's an organization that has something bad happening and all it has to do is stop it, then that's what they need to do. All the being online, tell this person shouldn't do this person shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Watchtower shouldn't be shunning. Watchtower shouldn't be allowing all these bad things to happen to people. Change the environment and then the outcome changes. Watchtower needs to change the environment and then the outcome will change. We shouldn't be surprised. The hood, if the environment in the hood changed and all these people all had jobs and all these people had money and all these people had something to lose, yeah, no, they don't want to get locked up there because they got all these nice things they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose their job. They got this nice family. They don't want to lose it. Change the environment and then the outcome typically will change. You have bad things happening in good neighborhoods, but not as much, nowhere near as much as it would happen in the hood. So you see the obvious, you put one and one together and you get two. Well, they change the environment in the hood, the outcome might be just like the good environments that you have in nicer neighborhoods. Doesn't matter what race lives there. If you got a nice neighborhood, typically it's not as bad as the hood. It's simple logic. The hood's a bad environment. Nice neighborhoods aren't. Change the environment, you change the people's reaction and responses and decision making. If we're really that upset about somebody throwing a bottle at Kingdom Hall that blew up along the side of it, fire everywhere and whatnot, just engulfing well, I don't know what exactly happened. But if we're really that upset about it, then we should be that much more upset about Watchtower's environment, because that's going to cause things like that to happen. Well, we're better than that. No, everybody isn't. Common sense. Common sense. All the talking around the problem. The problem is the environment Watchtower produces. Talking around the problem is never going to stop the result of the problem. Talk around the problem all day about what people should and shouldn't react to, how they're treated. That's just the biggest thing in the world, where it's just primarily in our culture somehow, it's just the judging. It's just the judging. It's nonstop. It's just the judging. Everything. That's partly why a lot of people can't get along. It's everybody judging what they think everybody else should do, say, and act, and everything else. Like, what in the world is this? What is this? Like, religion is found out, or should have found out by now, that all the judging people has never stopped evil from happening. You got all these churches, you got probably 1 billion religious people, and they all judge people. And it's never stopped bad things from happening. All the judging never stops things from bad environments from happening. We can judge people all day and night. Watchtower's a bad environment. It's going to produce bad results. We got to stop Watchtower if we don't want things like that to happen. So, comment down below. Let me know what you think about the whole thing, really. I just see it a lot. I see it a lot online where someone feels the need to state the obvious. And I don't know if maybe by stating, if something bad happens, maybe people are just real sensitive. And then something bad happens, they feel the need to state, that's bad, meaning I'm judging this as bad. Does that make them feel above it? Does it make them feel better about it? Like, what is that? What's the purpose in it? The law already states that that's bad. That would be the reason why this person has been apprehended. We already knew that. We already knew they shouldn't do that because it's been written in the law for the longest time. We got to get past the judging aspect and get to the logical aspect of Watchtower is a bad environment. Bad environment is going to produce bad results of varying degrees. We got to get rid of the bad environment. Then we'll get rid of the people throwing Molotov bottles at Kingdom Halls. Or we'll get rid of that result. We won't get rid of the people. We'll get rid of the result. And then there's the whole, well, the people inside there are innocent thing. Yet again, another argument that is virtually meaningless. Like, the kids that are in these Kingdom Halls that get raped and molested are innocent, but that don't stop the child molesters from raping them. Every last one of those kids that got molested in those Kingdom Halls were innocent. And it never stopped something bad from happening. People state things that don't matter. It doesn't stop bad from happening. It don't matter if the people in that hall are innocent or not. We don't know if they are or not. We can't judge them. We can't read their mind. We don't know if the people in there are okay with what the organization does or not. It's pointless to even try. The point is, all the that's bad and all the they're innocent won't stop it from happening. Watchtower can stop it from happening by changing the policies. Watchtower is putting these people in danger. There's a such thing as trauma. Trauma is not good. Trauma can make people do things that's bad. We shouldn't be surprised that somebody could be traumatized by Watchtower. And we shouldn't be surprised that trauma can cause a person to do something that in their right mind they ordinarily wouldn't. 937-789-4029. X Wall Kill Bethelite signing out.